Hey, welcome to my channel. My name is Lauren, and in this video I'm going to be reviewing Static Nails nail polish system. I love Static's glue-on manicures, and every time I go to their site to buy more, I was always so intrigued by their polishes because they supposedly have a 3-time longer wear than your typical nail polish. And for me, that's a big deal because nail polish usually lasts for like 1 day on me. They say that these colors will last for 10 days without chipping if you use their primer and top coat. So my nails are really flimsy, and for years I would do acrylic with gel on top, and then I switched to dip, and then I started doing press-ons in 2019 and then glue-ons. So I have a lot of experience with trying to hide my nails. This will be the ultimate test. If this lasts on me, then you know they're legit. So a little bit about Static polishes. All of the products have these key ingredients. They have rosehip oil, which promotes nail growth. They have coconut oil, which is nourishing. It's good for dry, brittle nails like mine. And then they have green tea, which supposedly will make your nails stronger. They're also made in the USA. They're non-toxic, 8-free, vegan, cruelty-free, and patented. So when I received these bottles in the mail, I was like, wow, these are tiny, especially for the price. These were $16 and it's 12 milliliters or 0.41 ounces. So I looked up what OPI is because this bottle seems so much bigger than the Static nail bottle, but this is 0.5 ounces and then this is 0.41 ounces. So I'm like, actually, it's not that different. Price-wise, yeah, it is different, but size-wise, no. So then it got me thinking, like, what about Essie? So this is the Essie gel and this is a standard polish. These are 0.46 ounces, and then Londontown is 0.4. So there's actually more in Static than Londontown. So the Static bottle is just so tiny, but I guess they're just not wasting space like all of the other brands apparently do. I mean, look at the difference in the bottom. You can see the Londontown has so much more glass around it than Static. So that's good to know because these are the most expensive of the bunch, and I mean, you actually get more in Static than Londontown. Okay, so now I'm gonna show you how I prep for a manicure because my nails are wrecked. I mean, honestly, I've been doing stuff to them for so long. They're actually probably the healthiest they've been now than they were years ago because the Static nail glue, when I use the glue-ons, is really gentle compared to other brands. So I don't feel like I'm ripping off layers of my nail like I do with some of the other glue-on nails out there. But my nails are just naturally flimsy and weak. So whenever I do any sort of pedicure, manicure, anything, I always push my cuticles back. This is the best cuticle remover I've ever used. So it's from Londontown and you brush it straight onto your cuticle. I also love this because if your nails are dyed from, like, let's say you're using a red or a black, and you know how your nails get that yellow tint, you can put this on your whole nail and it really does lighten that color. And then I have my Cuticle Pusher. So I use a metal one. You just want to make sure it's not a super sharp edge. So I push my cuticles back and then I wipe with acetone. I just go for the straight 100% acetone because it's so much more effective than anything else out there. I know it's not great for your nails, but it just works so well. I only push my cuticles back. I do not cut them because that can lead to infection, but also I'm very prone to getting hangnails and it's just not worth it. And then I file my nails down. I like to do this, just smooth out the edges, shorten them, try to make them the same size. And then the last step, and this is probably the most important for giving you a really pretty smooth looking manicure, is buffing your nails out. So I've had this thing forever. You can see I use it a lot, but you use the even out and that just makes your nails so smooth. And I also feel like it helps nail polish stick better. So I do all of this and then I wipe each nail with acetone, wash with soap and water, and when my hands are completely dry, I go into the manicure process. So the first step is the liquid glass primer. And by the way, all of these are $16. So the colors, the primer, the top coat, everything. So the primer smooths the nail surface, it fills ridges, and it helps with polish adhesion. So you want to make sure you paint it on the edge of each nail too. Even if your nails are short, just try to get it on the end. And you want to shake all of your bottles before you start using them. Just mix everything up in them, especially your polish color. So after you wash your hands with soap and water, don't use any cuticle oil, lotion, cream, or anything. You want your nails as dry as possible. And they also say don't use any treatments like hardening base coats or anything like that. You literally just want to go in with the primer. You paint it on each nail, let it dry for about 1 minute, and then you move on to your next step, which is the liquid glass lacquer. So I'm using color Birthday Cake right now, and this is a full coverage polish. They also have sheer colors, just so you know. They have so many beautiful colors on their site. And then you want to let each layer dry before you move on to applying the next coat. So give it like a minute or so and then paint again. And then you go in with the liquid glass top coat. And this is going to help prevent chipping. It adds a super high gloss shine and additional strength. And then you let the nails air dry for about 15 minutes. Although if you can go longer, go longer. They say the longer you can wait, the longer the nails will last. They also had a few tips, and they say you want to wear gloves when you're dealing with products that contain harsh drying chemicals such as cleaning supplies, sanitizers, which they say will dry out the lacquer and your hands. But let's be real, I don't do that anyways, even when I have glue on nails. So I won't be doing that for this wear test because I want to see how these last with my actual lifestyle and not try to like change my lifestyle to adapt to my nail polish. It's just not what I'm going to do. Something else that's interesting is Static says that some cuticle oils can actually dry out your nail polish, which I did not know that. That's interesting. I use, what brand is it? Like LA something. I use their cuticle oil every night and I really like it, but Static says to use a hand cream over a cuticle oil, especially if you notice early chipping or fading. And I'll wear these around, I'll see how long they last, and then I'll film the removal process. Static doesn't recommend using acetone removers because they can make your nails dry and brittle, and I love acetone. It's so efficient, it's so fast, but I wanted to test their whole system. So I did buy their non-toxic odorless nail polish remover. And when it's come to take this off, I will test this. This was $18, which is absolutely insane. I think I get this huge bottle for like $5, but they say these will last 10 days. So hopefully I'll see you in 10 days. I've never had a manicure last that long, like probably not longer than 2 days. So we'll see how this does. All right, so I wore the polish around and I have some final thoughts to share. First, I would say the polish in general is thicker than your typical polish. So you have to shake it in between coats, or in between hands. But that's easy to do, just screw the top back on, whatever. But it's also really cool because it dries really fast and it felt harder than your typical nail polish that can stay a little bit gummy. So even though the polish is thicker, it dries faster. It also made my nails feel a lot stronger, like they didn't feel as flimsy. So when I painted my nails, it lasted for 2 days. It also started chipping on my pointer first, and then my thumb, and then my middle finger. And you could see the lines where my nails just bend. So after those 2 days, I ended up going and getting a manicure because I wanted to really test this polish. And I know I'm not the best representation of like the best nail painter out there. So I got a manicure done. So the manicurist did 3 coats of polish on each hand because the way she was painting, she would leave fuzz and like little bubbles in the nail polish, and instead of fixing it, she just painted another coat, which I really didn't want to do, but what can you do? That's one of the reasons I hate getting manicures, because they just don't give a F about you. But she did 3 coats on each hand, and as she was painting the nail polish, she didn't really paint, like the last coat she did over the edge, but not every other coat, and then the top coat she did over the edge. And when I was painting them, I did everything over the edge. And so I was a little curious to see how that would take. So I did Static Nails on one hand and then Londontown, another brand, on another hand, just to compare. And that night I ruined the Londontown thumb. I was so annoyed because it was just not drying down. Like hours later, it wasn't dry, and the Static dried really quick. And they felt really hard and strong. Like I felt like I could actually use my hands, and usually after a manicure, I don't feel like that. And that's why I generally don't like painting my nails and why I prefer press-ons. But I really love how fast the nail polish dried. They looked glossy for days, and even the fact that they chipped didn't really bother me because you can easily touch it up if you own the color. And I mean, it didn't chip for, like the second time I got my nails done, it lasted for 4 days. So the pointers obviously always start to go first. I think if you have stronger nails, your nail polish will just last longer anyways, but I'm impressed. That's the longest a nail polish has ever lasted on me, and I really do genuinely love this nail polish. So when I went to remove the nail polish, I tested the static nail polish remover, and I still can't believe I spent $18 on this, but whatever. So their whole thing is that it's 100% non-toxic hydrating nail polish remover. So this has zero smell. The nail polishes definitely have a strong scent, like any nail polish, but this really smells like nothing, which is cool. This formula, the whole thing behind it is it's acetone free, and they say that acetone can be really damaging for nails. And it says it can remove all nail color products that don't require acetone. So that would be things like gel nails or acrylics, but this can dissolve anything from like glitter to nail polish to even your glue on the glue-on nails. So with the nail polish remover, what they recommend doing is putting a drop on each nail and then saturating a cotton pad with the remover and holding it on each nail for 10 to 30 seconds. And it takes a long time. It really does. And then you start wiping. And it did. It took a very long time to remove even just one hand. It was frustrating, and it was not, I mean, I didn't enjoy it at all. I even did the Londontown hand, so the right hand, with this to see if it was like made a difference, that static nail polish versus a different brand. And honestly, it didn't make a difference. It was still really challenging. It does work, but it takes a lot of time. So if you don't mind the price tag and you're looking for a cleaner alternative to acetone, give it a shot. It does work, but otherwise I would say skip it and just use acetone. All right, thank you for watching my static nail polish review. If you enjoyed this video, please like it, so give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. I would love to see you next time. And also feel free to share my channel with your friends so we can grow this community together.